About 4 years ago, I was feeling discouraged after another mass shooting had seemingly been forgotten as the next crisis captured our national attention. I had been working locally on gun violence prevention for several years and felt encouraged by our small successes, but I was increasingly frustrated by the lack of change at the national level. As I was sitting in church one day, I felt an indescribable rush, and I heard God say that I should unify the national gun violence prevention organizations. You may say that I'm crazy, but it was profoundly real to me. What God was asking me to do was hard and beyond my comfort zone, so I did nothing. But when Pastor Kathy announced the Changemaker initiative, it sounded like another nudge from God. Hi, my name is Karen Pandula, and I undertook creating an alliance of the National Gun Violence Prevention Organizations as a Changemaker Initiative Fellow. Many people recommended that I instead take on something smaller and easier to accomplish. But I was undeterred because I felt my direction came from God. Progress the first year was slow, so I decided to stop working and focus my time and energy on my project. With a team of LAUMC members and friends, we completed a national survey measuring the awareness and influence of the existing gun violence prevention organizations, defined our messaging and marketing strategy, created a website, and had conversations with coalition builders, local political leaders, and potential endorsers. I attended the National Gun Violence Prevention Conference in Washington, D.C. in December of 2019. During that conference, I was able to have one-on-one conversations with executives from the larger National Gun Violence Prevention organizations about the Firearm Safety Alliance concept. In each conversation, I heard agreement that the alliance concept was sound and needed, but the national gun violence prevention organizations themselves were not willing to relinquish their control by working closely with other organizations. So, where did that leave me in trying to follow what I thought was God's will? Did I misunderstand God's message? Or even worse, did I fail God? There were times when I was on my knees praying for guidance on how to proceed with the alliance, and I thought I was on the right path when opportunities and doors opened I hadn't expected. What was I supposed to do now when I couldn't easily create a national gun violence prevention alliance? The only thing I knew was to keep praying, and new opportunities came again. I joined two committees hosted by the gun violence prevention team at the Center for American Progress in Washington, D.C., whose goals are to bring about more unity within the gun violence prevention movement. And this year, I started a local alliance of gun violence prevention organizations and activists. I've learned that understanding God's will is tied to faith and prayer. I may not always clearly know God's will for my life, but I can have faith that God will always show me a new path forward when obstacles arise.